Then.
Yeah. Meeting is being recorded.
Right, here we go then. Introducing on my show, upcoming. Now we've got Eveline. She's from Australia. She goes by the name of Jojo. She's my special guest on today's show. Very nice to have you with me. Here to invite you on your show to talk about your latest EP. So, how are you today?
Thank you very much. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's
It's
good.
fantastic to be chatting to somebody across the world about my about my music that I've just introduced to the metal multiverse. Yeah.
Good to hear.
So I'm
Where,
great to
where,
have
where are you
that.
situated in Australia?
Probably about let's say 70 kilometers, 80 kilometers as the crow flies, like in a straight line from Sydney CBD. So, but given with transport and everything, probably about an hour and a half from Sydney CBD. Like, I'm also in a rural area on the outskirts of, the Sydney metropolitan area. So, yeah, I come from, I'm from the more rural part of Sydney, but still close enough to be able to go to gigs, to be able to be exposed to the metal scene, and but still far enough away to be able to escape it all as well.
Best of both worlds then.
Yes, that's right.
Nice. And Eveline as well. How did your musical journey like commence? Like deciding on your band's name and so on.
Right. So, with the how it came about was I've played guitar on and off since I was a teenager, and I also played drums as well. I was a drummer in a cover band probably about 8-9 years ago, and so I've always been into music. And probably about 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, I wanted to start playing metal because I wasn't really into knew how to play metal. I thought, wow, that's really difficult. It's a challenge that I'd love to teach myself. And so I started playing metal and started learning about more about metal and playing guitar. I had a lot of ideas for writing my own music. And over the years, I was jamming with drummers and whatnot on and off. And but there was a lot of musicians are and people in general, I guess, not non-committal. People have got other issues and things going on in life, and I felt like I was being held back by other musicians. So I decided to record music, teach myself how to record music myself. I had the help of a great friend who showed me the basics with recording music, and basically that's how I sort of started recording and writing myself. And I started writing songs, and I thought, you know what, these actually set, and producing demos, putting the drum tracks with them and producing my own demos at home in this studio where I'm sitting now. And I wanted to put them into, wanted to finish these songs. And that's how the idea for the EP came about. And with the logo, I love the purple. I was getting these visions. I'm very intuitive, and I was getting these a lot of purple visions in my head. And I'm thinking, and I love skulls. I've always been into skulls, and even the spider and the web. And I just had this idea in my head about the logo, and I approached a graphic artist and collabed with them, and we worked with the design, and they came up with the perfect design. There was probably about 3 or 4 revisions, so that's how I came up with the logo. I did have the idea of the skull and the spider. The first idea was I actually wanted a female face on the spider, and I do have another version of the logo, but it looks a bit, I know, I decided to go with the one without the face on the spider. So, and the purple just really sat really well. And that the writing, I didn't want writing you couldn't understand. There's a lot of metal bands you can't understand the writing. I did want it legible as well. And so that's how, so did organize the logo. And there's a lot of admin and everything else behind the scenes when it comes to recording music and getting it out there. And I just learned taught myself, and with the advice of other musician friends that I had, they very much helped me to sort of navigate how to go about it. Okay, I do this next, I do that next, I do, and basically pulling it all together. There was so many pieces that made up the puzzle, so many, and I've learned so much along the way. So much. Yes, so much.
And one of the reasons I invited you on today's show was to talk about your brand new EP called Exhumation Evilean. It includes
Yes.
tracks Die Blind, The Lost Course, and Damsel of Death. Let's go with The Lost Course. What was it like, recording, that song? It's reminds me of along the lines of, killing in the name of like Rage of the Machine or Sepultura's
Oh, yes.
Attitude, and
It's
making
always
you.
so interesting, yeah, hearing feedback of what my sound like makes people think of, because I even hear songs I think, oh, it sounds a bit like that. There's a bit of this element, there's a bit of that element. So with that song, that was the newest song that I wrote. I actually wrote it about a year ago now, actually. And the and when I write songs, I just most of the time there's sometimes different formats, but with Lost Cause, I actually, yes, just started with the using the tremolo and bending the strings and getting that sound where I'm playing at the start there, and that eerie sort of sound, and I really loved that sound. And the song, the person who I wrote it about, the song very much is an embodiment of that person, that situation. So I've even likened it to, like, I'm probably like a Taylor Swift of metal, if you like, writing songs about situations and people. But that's how we process things and things come out. And yeah, so that's how the song is written about a certain person in a certain situation. But as I say, it's also an embellishment. It's an embellishment. So there's fiction. Most it is based on fiction. All my songs are based on true stories and based on true life events. But there's an element of non-fiction in there as well. The embellishment where the mind sort, because the way I see it as well is I'm like a storyteller, and I'm sometimes exaggerating what could happen and this and that, and it's what comes into my head when I'm writing those lyrics. I just let it flow. Whatever sort of comes into my head, I don't question it. I don't overthink when I write songs. I just let whatever comes out because it's coming from a place from somewhere.
And what was it like making the official music video for The Lost Course?
That was the best 2 days of my life. That was just it was totally went into that, not knowing what to expect, but just knowing it was going to be great. Whatever we were creating, it was going to be fantastic, because there was all experts in their own field, that like skilled professionals. We were all skilled professionals in our own field, and working with other creatives like that were just, they absolutely impressed me, and I'm not impressed easily, and they put in 150%. We all did. We're exhausted by the end of we filmed on the Saturday and the Sunday and on weekends, and it was 11 a.m. till 9:15 on both days, and it was full on for both days, and it was just fantastic. And I could actually feel when we were filming it, we got along so well too. We had so much fun, and that's what made it so good. We all got along. It was like we're in this bubble, our own little world for a couple of days. That's how I can describe it. It was like, because there was no outside influence. We were just concentrating on what we had to get done. We had the schedule. Cameron, the cinematographer, he's so talented and skilled and such a beautiful man. What he put together, I was so impressed by what he put together. He wrote the story. He got all of the logistics happening and everyone in that place, and what we created, it felt magical. I could feel this is going to be something special when it's finished. And when we were doing the scenes, I'm like, oh, can I have a look? Can I have a look? And he wouldn't let me look. I wasn't allowed to look at what they just filmed. And he said, because you know what I mean. And so for me, it's like, wow, I'm putting all my faith in their hands, because I'm not on, like, if you're taking your own photos, videos, you can control it. When someone else is controlling it, you don't know what they're seeing, and but at the same time, you just trust them, because they wouldn't go to the next scene if they weren't happy with it. And it was awesome. And when I saw the finished product, I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I was so happy with it. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So
strongly
happy with it.
advise the listener or who watches this video to check out the official video to the Lost Course as well. And you've got your
Yes.
own thing going on, like with your wardrobe, your styling as well. How important is that to have, your own identity, having your own thing going on, being yourself?
I think it's so important. And the thing with me is that is all I'm doing is being my authentic self. I'm just being real. There's no one who I've tried to emulate or be like, because when I go out to gigs or when I go out, I love to wear those like stylish clothes and create my own style. And so I put with what I was wearing in the video, obviously there was the scene with the straight jacket and everything else, but we all worked together to create that, like, I mean, work with Cameron. He's like to what sort of look I had to go with the mental patient sort of look. But with the other parts of the wardrobe, they were all completely me, and I knew I was given the sort of framework of, okay, it's going to be this scene, we're going to do this, and I had all of the clothes there, and knowing, to present myself like that, and the different facets of the same person as well, because that's what Lost Cause sort of dwells into. You're going into the maniacal part of the mind where the person is just gaslit and they feel like they're going crazy. We all go through those stages where, like, am I okay? And then there's the completely normal housewife look of, playing that part as well. And then there's also this the creative musician part of me, where is another facade, if you like, or another persona. So it was fantastic bringing those elements together. And people say to me, oh, you did a really great job on there, like with your acting. And you know why I did so well? Because I was playing me. You can when you're playing your own character, of course you're going to do it 100%. Yeah,
the best version of yourself.
That's what made it really special for me, like, because every part they were parts of me that I was playing. I was playing another character. That was all me. Yeah,
I was about to say, there's a phrase, being yourself is being the best version of yourself.
Yes,
I
very
think
much
that's the
so.
right one.
Yep. Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, because I've only got a couple more questions left. Do you do like gigs in Australia, and where can people find, where you perform in, like a website or Facebook media, socials?
Yep. Right. So with how I recorded Exhumation Evilean was because I'm the guitarist, I'm the also vocalist and the songwriter, and I had recorded all my demos at home. So to record my EP, I've engaged session musicians, and I picked basically the best of the best. Robin Stone, my drummer, is one of the best drummers in the world, if you ask me. He's a very renowned extreme metal drummer in Australia and across the world. He's recorded for over 900 bands. So being able to engage the musicians, and Jim Ramsey, who is based in Germany, as the bass player, ex-player of Brainstorm, just once again skilled professionals. And I chose to do it that way because then I could get the best sound that I could possibly get. It was like putting my dream band together to be able to record my EP. So now I'm writing my album, but yes, I want to play gigs, want to get out there and play live. And so that's in the process, that's in the pipelines of pulling the musicians in Australia together to be able to do that. And I've already got, like, that, as I said, it's already in the process of getting sorted. So I'm not sure, hopefully, but you know what, it might be this year. It could be this year that we're playing live gigs. As I said, I'm finishing off my album, writing my album at the moment, and dedicating my time to, more promotion of the Exhumation Evilean, finishing off writing my album. So then I've got 10 or 12 songs of my own original songs that are there ready to play a full set at a gig. And so it's going to happen. So that's the process where it's at now, and I absolutely can't wait to get out there and play my songs live. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
I just wanted to finally ask, where's best for social media, or if you have an official website, fire away now.
I've got my YouTube channel, Evilean official YouTube channel, and also on Instagram and Facebook on the socials. So that's where I could be found now. But don't have a website or anything set up as yet, because the first release was just a month ago now. So we're brand new. Everything's brand new. So, but as I said, Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube channel is where where I could be found for the time being. Yeah.
Brilliant. I just want to say thank you very much for your contribution on today's show. And of course, we're just staying up because I know the time difference between UK and Australia, there is half a day virtually different. So thanks for joining me on today's show. Your new album out now and official video to Lost Cause. People can check that out, and we'll give her a preview of your new single on my radio show.
Thank you very much. That's awesome.
Now for you. Thanks for joining me, Evelyn, on today's show. Pleasure.
Thank you so much. See you later.
All the best.